An excerpt from the book, The Kings of the Earth and the High Ones on High. Rahab. The Bible records the mysterious and unexplained cutting or splitting of Rahab, whose destruction affected the serpent dragon. Administered by the Word of God, an event occurred way back in the generations of old, and one of such violence it shook the very pillars of heaven. This is most likely the catastrophe referred to by both Job and David the psalmist. Psalms 89 verse 10. Thou hast broken Rahab in pieces. As one that is slain, thou hast scattered thine enemies with thy strong arm. Isaiah 51 verse 9. Awake, awake, put on strength, O arm of the Lord. Awake, as in the ancient days, in the generations of old. Art thou not it that hath cut Rahab and wounded the dragon? Job 26 verse 11. The pillars of heaven tremble and are astonished at his reproof. The beliefs of the author of this book, and one shared by many others, is that Rahab was a celestial body which existed in the heavens of old. Many believe Rahab was located between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, and when judgment struck, the planet split into a myriad of pieces. The shattered fragments of this ancient land area formed the present-day asteroid belt. On a side note, the author of this book does believe in the flat Earth. In 1949, the well-known Soviet astronomer Orlov Vladimirovich, kind of a cool name, gave the hypothetical planet the name Phaeton. In Greek mythology, Phaeton, shining one, was the son of the sun god Helios, who attempted to drive his father's solar chariot for a day with disastrous results, and was ultimately destroyed by Zeus. In Roman mythology, Saturn's chariot is led by serpents or dragons. Lucifer means light bringer, and the single verse in the King James Bible where Lucifer is mentioned by name is in Isaiah 14:12, where it reads, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning. During the Renaissance, the story of Phaeton's unsuccessful efforts were equated with Lucifer's attempts to get too close to God. Scenes of Phaeton falling from his chariot were thus very popular in Renaissance art. Whether of any significance, the tale of Phaeton appears in Plato's Timaeus, where Critias, a leading and violent member of the 30 tyrants, tells the story of Atlantis as recounted by an Egyptian priest. However distorted they may have become, most, if not all, ancient mythology is based on original truth. The ancient mythologies taught by the priesthood of Cain, which continued after Noah's flood with the Egyptians, Romans, and Greeks, where it would seem partially based upon events leading up to the earlier flood of Lucifer. That is also in this book, and I'll read that next time. All the plant, animal, and human fossils upon the earth today were caused by this prehistoric flood and do not bear any genetic relationship with the plants, animals, and humans living today. A willful ignorance or refusal to believe this doctrinal truth has opened the door for the militia of Zeus and the cult of Saturn to introduce their invented doctrine of evolution. The fossil record, which first and foremost is a record of mass death and destruction, has been presented as evidence for life evolving.